Rich, were you able to get it up?
Hold on, I'm about to check it out.
Yo.
Good.
Welcome to the South Pod, where we cover the stats, the scores, and the storylines from the NFC South. My name is Corey. I'm coming to you from the Tampa Bay. I got with me my boy Rich, and I got Big Will, a.k.a. Kratos, with me. Telly will be joining in soon from the ATL. So we about to get into it, y'all. It's time. Week 3 recap. How you feeling, Will?
Here we go, y'all. Here we goddamn go. Well, I know Atlanta and Tampa Bay is smiling right about now. I know that. They good game, Tampa. Good game, Atlanta. Tampa showed us how to play Philly in a nutshell. And Atlanta came in and they did what they were supposed to do. I will say this: penalties will destroy a team.
Absolutely.
Penalties will destroy a team, and I can't stress that more, because one penalty could be the either the reason you win or you damn lose, and that's what showed up with us playing against Atlanta. That penalty that should not have gone the way it went.
Bro,
Yo, what's up? Sorry.
What's going on, man? Just giving that little brief update of Atlanta and Tampa doing their thing, doing this NFC South.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce to you Lance Corporal Smucker Telly. Smucker Telly. Yeah. Always late.
Hey, always say
late. Like
15 minutes prior to 15 minutes prior. You understand that?
Hey man, I'm on location. I'm in Atlanta. You know, since some people, they had to stay home, so I ain't gonna call nobody name.
Yeah. I dig it. So, like I'm bringing up to speed, man. Atlanta, y'all did your thing. Tampa Bay, y'all did your thing. NO and Carolina, we got some work to do.
absolutely.
We got some work to do. So, starting off, I'll start off with Atlanta. How did you feel about your week 4's performance?
For me, it's the defense played well. I think they kept us in the game. Obviously, they helped us win the game. But our offense still is not there. It's not clicking just yet, right? So it did some good things, but we're still missing. We're still missing that it. I think we have decent pieces around. I like the chemistry between what's his name, Kirk Cousins and Mooney. They seem to click, and then the person that should be going across the middle of the field is Kyle Pitts, but he ain't the one. It's my other dude, the little dude going across the field, getting all his catches and stuff like that, and being there on big third downs. So I don't know what's going on with Kyle Pitts, if they got him in the wrong spot on the offense or what, but something's not right. So
okay. I'll tell you. So what do you think your team's strength and weakness is as of right now?
For me, it's just it's the offense has to either they need to get comfortable in that offensive system for Zach Robinson, or we need to get rid of Zach Robinson. That's my problem, man. His play calling has been suspect. I've really been honing on him since like week 2. He kind of raised my eyebrow, but week 3, and then last week, man, it's like I don't understand that dude. I don't understand his play calling in some areas. We could easily be 2-1, but no, we're struggling. So he needs to fix himself, in my opinion.
I got you. So
I think it was a standard, typical division game. That's what we get as I look at the stats. They rushed for 131 yards. You guys only rushed for 88. That's right there. Y'all, you know what y'all doing. Y'all running the ball. You were on third down. Y'all were 4 for 11. New Orleans was 7 for 13. Whatever. I think y'all still getting acclimated to that new offensive coordinator. That's all it is. Like you said, nobody expected Mooney to be the target and Pitts to disappear. Everybody thought Pitts would already be on track for tight end of the year or something, you know, but it's just like we going through. Y'all, once he figured it out, man, I think, y'all will be all right.
Yeah, just to chime in a little bit too, Atlanta, Younghoe Koo when the defense won that game. There was 2 defensive touchdowns, one from a recovery in the end zone, the other the pick 6. And Younghoe Koo had 4 field goals. And he, in my opinion, right now, he's probably goddamn Atlanta's MVP with what he's doing thus far this season, because he hasn't missed a kick, extra point, or field goal. But I'm with you, Telly, too, man. Like, okay, what is Robinson actually doing on the offensive end to put those players in a position where they can actually excel? Kyle Pitts is completely missing. And yes. I do not understand that for the life of me. You draft a guy with that much talent and you're not including him in the offense. What I am surprised to see, and I'm glad to see, Drake London has been a little bit more productive than he was last season. And his numbers right now are fairly well. He had another 6 receptions for 64 yards and a touchdown. But where the hell is Kyle Pitts? And at what point are you actually going to show up? So.
I know that boy Bijan was cutting up. Bijan Robinson. That boy got some shoes on.
Yeah, but he does. But he had a lackluster game too. And another person that stepped up was Tyler Gill.
Yes,
he stepped up in big moments, and like they couldn't even bring that boy down. But he led Atlanta in rushing last week, even though they had meager numbers, which Corey kind of actually just alluded to earlier. But Tyler Algier actually, when it needed it and when it actually mattered the most, he actually ran that ball, and he averaged 7.5 yards when he touched that ball on his freaking 8 carries.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. When we drafted Bijan, I wasn't really high on him. I know he was great at Texas. He's a powerful runner, got some moves, catch the ball out of the backfield, do all the things right. But for me, I felt that we had a gem in Algiers because he's a 3-down back, in my opinion. He can catch the ball.
Diamond in the rough.
Right. He runs hard. He was great for us last year. Year before last, before we drafted Bijan. So to me, I thought that we could have used that draft pick on maybe a edge rusher or something like that we so sorely needed. But I understand the glitz and glamour behind that running back. But is this a league that we've lost our love for running backs after about 2 years, 3 years? Most teams move off them. They're ready to go to the next person. So why spend a high draft pick on them?
All right. So with that being said, if you could give your teams a rating on week 4 performance on a scale from 1 to 10, what would it be?
Help me.
Yeah, he's talking to you, Charlie.
Okay. Me, I'll probably say a 7. A 7 because of Younghoe Koo and because of the daggone defense.
Okay. All right. So how will Atlanta fare against Tampa Bay in week 5 of the regular season?
It's I'll say something like Corey said, right? Last year we played each other. And it was a division game. It was each time, no matter what we were doing at that time of the season, because we wasn't that good last year. I can continue to say that. The only thing I said we did well was run the ball. And the first game, I think we played them in Tampa, we ran the ball very well against them. Our defense played decent. Held them to what I consider a low scoring affair for Tampa. With the weapons and stuff they had. I know they had some injuries and whatnot, but so I think this year it's going to be another division game. It's going to be, regardless of what we've done already, what has been shown. We know each other well. The coaches kind of know each other, but the teams know each other, and I think that it's going to be another tight game. It might come down to like a Saints game, a field goal to call it, but. I'm looking forward to a good game. I really want to see where we're at. I want to see, and I know that Tampa usually brings that out of us, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Hey, so y'all got the Panthers in week 6. What do you think the outcome will be?
We're gonna stay home. Ain't need to go in for that game because ain't no other team gonna be there. They gonna be on bye week.
All right. Well, look, check this out.
Mr. Saints fan, hey, ain't nobody talking about week 6. You just like a Saints fan, always trying to get ahead of yourself.
I was gonna say that.
Come back to reality. Come back to reality, bro. We talking about week 5. He jumping on the week 6, man. Like, what? No, come on. Hey, come on back in, Saint. Come on.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I was just doing. Okay. Here we go. Then we're gonna move over to go ahead on Mr. Carolina. How do you feel about week 4's performance?
You know what, man? Despite the loss, I think there were some actually bright spots. I honestly thought that we lost that game ourselves. For the simple fact, like you said earlier, penalties actually kill you. Penalties actually make you or break you. But Andy Dalton went out there, and I think he executed the game plan as intended. But when you actually look at the game in totality, on that first drive, Deontay Johnson dropped a touchdown pass. He dropped it. And then when you look at the 63-yard touchdown from Jamar Chase, come on, man, that's poor tackling. They teach that in Pee Wee League. They thought they was playing a pinball machine. They didn't wrap up or nothing. So those two particular plays, I think, kind of changed the game, because when you look at the game as a whole, I thought it was going to be neck and neck. So I think like
boss.
those two plays were kind of the defining moments. But we had 4 drop passes. They dropped the punt on the fake. They dropped the ball on the fake punt. Then we lose Shaq Thompson, which we found out now that's for the season because he tore his ACL. So I think despite the outcome of the game, I thought that we were in there. There were some bright spots, and we should have won that game, but we gave it away with penalties. And when you look at all the metrics across the board, we're either leading them in them or we're right there with them. We ran the same amount. We had the same amount of first down. We ran more plays than them. We controlled the clock. We had more rushing yards than them. I think Joe Burrow probably threw for like 5 more yards than what the Red Rocket did. 4 more yards than what the Red Rocket did. So we were right there, man. But it just came down, to simple plays, that interception, that penalty, that drop touchdown pass. And I think that was the difference. So I'm optimistic going into, week 5 against the Chicago Bears. With the exception of what Sam Darnold is doing this year, there's no USC quarterback that's ever done anything in the NFL. And I think that's going to continue this week when we play the Bears, and we're going to pull out the W this week. So I'm optimistic, bro.
I'll say this, man. Dalton had 220. Oh, go ahead.
What's up, Corey?
No, I was about to say, y'all were neck and neck, man. Both of you were over 50% on third down conversions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, the passing and the rushing, it was up to par, averaging 5 yards a play rushing. What are the penalties at? No lost fumbles. The intercept, both through interception.
We had
that game. It was equal across the board. It was like, so to me, that's horrible for the Bengals. Absolutely. Because they playing at y'all level. They playing at y'all level.
Well, no, they're playing to their level. I think there's a lot of issues. I think there's a lot of issues, over there. But we didn't actually step up and play to our capabilities. I mean, you can clearly see, man, that Andy Dalton in this offense and the way these guys are playing, there's a difference. Like we spoke about last week, and we talk about the difference between Andy Dalton and actually Bryce Young, and it's a confidence thing. I was watching it, and he was talking to Deontay Johnson. He told him right after that drop pass, don't worry about it. I'm going to keep throwing the ball to you. And he comes back and throws a touchdown pass to him. Bryce Young ain't going up to nobody and saying that stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the statistics, I think there's a lot, to be positive and optimistic about. Andy Dalton was 22 for 40 for 220 yards, threw 2 touchdowns. He had that interception. Chuba Hubbard is balling. Another 18 carries, 104 yards, and a touchdown as well. So and Johnson and Leggett both had really good games. So I think we're putting everything together. We're starting to gel, and I think once we work on some of the small, minute issues, we're gonna make a run. But the injury bug is killing us.
Where y'all running to?
Yeah, the injury bug is killing us.
Where y'all running to?
Hey,
you heard that? He said they're gonna make a run.
We're gonna make a run. Hey,
they're gonna run all right. They're gonna run into the locker room.
Hey, put a pin in this conversation. Put a pin.
So in 15 minutes and 40 seconds, Carolina's gonna make a run.
Yeah,
that's what it's okay.
Hey, no,
I got to see this.
No, my question to you, Rich, is it that y'all playing better or that y'all just have hope?
I think it's a combination of. I think it's a combination of both. With everything you do in life, I think you got to have a little bit of hope that things will actually get better. Things can't get worse. So I think you have to have a little bit actually hope.
Things can get worse.
You have to always be optimistic about things actually going to actually get better. And they're also playing better, man. I think we talked about this before with the command presence that Andy Dalton have in that locker room, vice of Bryce Young. I look at Bryce Young on the sideline, man, and he's like a little kid, standing in the corner. He don't say shit. Andy Dalton's up there pumping up all his players, going and encourage them and stuff like this. So I think there's a little bit of hope, and they see what they actually can do with these actually last 2 weeks. And I think they're also playing better. Like we said before, the offensive line is playing phenomenal. They're playing phenomenal. I don't know if I don't know if Andy Dalton bought them all watches or what. But
So you're saying be optimistic. As long as you keep your head to the sky, you can win, right?
No, you got to get out there and execute too. No, you got to get out there and execute.
Missed it. Hey, remember that song? Yeah. As long as you keep your head to the sky, you can win. He optimistic. He optimistic.
You gotta have a positive attitude, man, in every walk of life. And if you go in there with your head down, I don't know how you expect to win. And I think for the first, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that's what they did. They had their head down because everybody's like, okay, Carolina, you guys are the bottom feeder of the NFL, and they played like it. Then you get
it ain't so.
Hey.
I always say that because there's always Cleveland. I mean, like they look horrible. I'd rather be a Panther right now than a Brown. They look horrible. So I thought you was optimistic, man. I thought you was optimistic.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a quarterback that got 3,000 sexual assault cases on him either. So I think that plays a little bit into everything too in this play. You can't.
We really want to talk about that.
No, we're not. But I think that's probably affect him as well.
You don't know what I think. You want to know what? Never mind. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh, hey.
Go ahead.
Tell it like it is.
That ain't my segment.
Ellie.
All right.
Now I'm gonna let you slide for right now, but
Well, look, I'll say this. Y'all, Carolina did look good, man. Like you said, Andy Dalton, 220 yards. Hubbard, 104 yards. Johnson, 83 yards. Leggett was doing his thing. The biggest thing, and I'll say this over and over and over, we don't wrap up. We want to bump. And as you can tell, if you don't wrap up and you bump and miss, what's going to happen? 6. It's going to happen fast. So
that's a momentum changer.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, all right. Well, if you can give your team week 4 performance or rating from 1 to 10, here we go. Drum roll.
I'm gonna give him a 5.
All right.
I'm gonna give him a 5. There were some good moments, but the bad moments I think cost us the game. So I think once we put all the pieces of the puzzle together and go out there and execute, I'm gonna enjoy coming on the show and looking at you guys' faces when I said I told you so.
All right, bet. So how will y'all fare against Chicago?
I told you, man. All USC quarterbacks suck. That's a W. That's a W. Okay. And if we don't win, on next week 7, I'm coming in the suit to officially bury the Panthers because the season is over.
Ooh, hey, that's big words now. Hey, y'all hear them? All right.
I have the eulogy prepared and everything.
Okay.
Well, according to that Bleachers report, you know, them early predictions, you are going to finish last, and I'm right there with you. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, here we go. Tampa Bay. How did you feel about your week 4's performance? Let me clear my throat.
I'm gonna only speak on the offense because the defense, Philly was one-handed, literally. So I don't need to speak on our defensive performance. All I will say about that is when Vita's in the game, everybody else seems to get way better because he clogs up the middle and allows Yaya and Joe on the end to do their things at the D end. Because you see, we wrecked shop against when Jalen went back to pass. He was back there running for his life, kind of like the way everybody thought we were going to be doing because our right tackle is out due to concussion, and he's going to be out Thursday too. This is like his 5th concussion. So if I'm Bowles, I'm looking, hey, we got to go shake the trees to get another tackle because the one we got ain't it. He shocked the hell out of me playing against Philly, but Philly didn't know it was going to be that hot. So, you know, they couldn't handle it down here. Saw it firsthand. It was wild. So offensively, though, all we did was show what we can do when we hitting on all cylinders. You got a dose from everybody. I jotted some notes down, and my first note was quality depth. We got depth at the receiver, which is good because 2 of our receivers they're out starting Thursday for that game. So we dropping like flies down here. But luckily for us, we signed Shepard to a major deal for the rest of the year. If y'all remember Shepard, him and Baker played together in Oklahoma. So they had that Sooner connection. So Shepard came in the game instantly, 3 catches for 52 yards. Everybody saw his out and up against Philly. We ran the ball, which is something that I'm glad we started doing. Bucky finally got him in the end zone. The crowd was chanting his name again or whatever. That boy nasty. He got them sweet feet, man. But everybody's starting to see it, you know, and Baker was hitting his mark, man. He was like 1.7 seconds in the pocket. The ball was coming out quick. Why Philly wasn't pressing me is beyond me. Like, if you're gonna allow Chris Godwin, best hands in the league, to run across your field unjammed, unbothered, you're gonna be killed all day. You're not jamming Mike at the line, and we know what happens when you don't do that. You let them run free. If anything, I thought they would have took a page out of Denver's book. Surtain locked down Mike. They went to him 3 times during that game because they was up in his chest. They was pressing because they was also getting pressure off the line. See what I'm saying? So that right tackle is key. And that's what Denver did. They exploited him. But Philly didn't do that. So if Baker getting that kind of time and, you know, everybody's running open like they were, hey, we're going to put up 30 a game. That's what we started out doing this season, high-powered offense. So it's really hard to judge the Denver game now since New York actually lost to Denver too. Yeah. So it's like it's kind of hard to judge like, okay, was that really a fluke game? You know, whatever. So offense, we did pretty well. Long as we can keep bringing that to the games, I think we'll be in every game that we play. If we don't bring that to the game, then we're not going to be in the games because we're going to have to rely on the defense, and they banged up still. Winfield ain't back yet, you know. So we're like a walking mass unit down here putting pieces together. But, hey, that's why your depth has to have quality.
Yeah, so, hey, y'all was firing on all cylinders. Y'all really were, man. Hey, Baker, 347 yards. Bruh. Y'all was showing up. Y'all did. Y'all showed up and showed out.
Yeah, 347 yards, passing, 2 touchdowns. But what concerns me with them, though, and you talk about depth, Corey, I want to know what your depth at quarterback is going to be like because he took another 2 sacks and he's tied for 3rd in the league. So he's taken a lot of hits, bro. So that's concerning. So I want to see how they fix that offensive line or get healthy to actually protect Baker, because only Caleb Williams and my boy in Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, has more sacks than he do, and they're tied with Jacoby Brissett.
If you notice, we ran more 12 personnel. If you watch, we ran more 12 personnel, having a tight end help out the tackle. So and like scheming on Philly line was hard, and we somehow managed to double Jalen Carter and I think it's Hargrave. We were double teaming them, which should have left Bryce Huff getting off on the end or somebody. But
yeah,
man, like I tell you what, hey, that Tampa Heat a little different on them. That Tampa Heat a little different.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was your other defensive line. I mean, offensive.
Yeah,
line. That 108 degrees.
We call it 12 hot.
You down there sweating like crazy. You live down there.
Yeah. We call it Rich. We call that package 12 hot. That means that we got the the weather with us, and them big boys 300 plus pounds.
Yeah,
no, they weren't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they was hot. They was hot in the fish grease.
But yeah, Will, Rich, our overall performance, I'm pleased with the offense. I expect the defense to be who they are, and that's exactly what they do. So
okay, Dennis Green.
Okay. So what about your strength, your team's strength and weaknesses as of right now?
To me, our strength right now is our D line when Vita's in there, because they wreaked havoc on Philly. So as long as that D line can do what they do, my secondary is solid. We like a quality depth. Quality depth. That's why I'm not gonna complain if we lose to somebody, going down the road or whatever. Hey man, we injured, but we still giving it to you. Yeah. So quality depth, man. That's our strength in the D line.
So if you could give your team a rating on week 4 performance from a scale of 1 to 10, what would it be?
7.
7. All right.
Yeah, because we could have put up more points. We could have put up more points and got more turnovers. So I'm going 7.
Okay. Well, we didn't discuss y'all team last time to talk about my damn Saints. Here we damn go. So
You gonna start from the phone call, or how you gonna go with it?
I'm gonna start from penalties.
Right.
And on both sides, because the penalties that y'all got, the two touchdowns that was called back, penalties will sink a team. Penalties will also work in another team's favor. As you can tell,
I feel so disrespected.
Why?
Because you asked everybody else how did they feel going into week 5 against their matchup, and you let them talk about what they thought about was going to happen with that, but you just speed right past me. Like let me talk about our game.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So go talk about your game, Will. Go ahead.
I apologize.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, man.
No. I apologize. And I'm going to say it from a Saints fan to a Tampa fan. I apologize. So, boss man.
Nobody want to hear that. Man. Because at the end of the day, you still a Saints fan. So,
but I still gave you your props. You were right. I'm wrong. So, with that being said, how will y'all fare against next week?
I ain't doing it, Will. You move on to your Saints, man. I'm not doing it. No. Whatever Telly said, that's how I feel opposite. There we go now. Let's go. I ain't doing it. Nope. Will, how do you feel about your Saints?
Oh, you know how I feel about my damn Saints. It was bad. Penalties, and 3 of them came from Adebo, and that penalty at the end, that right there solidified the game for Atlanta. Penalties will sink a team. Frodo, the phone call we had. Go ahead and elaborate.
Right. No, he was cussing about 9% of the call. talking about a lot of stuff that they did wrong, how they let the game slip away. Defense not doing what they're supposed to do. That one cornerback y'all had, I think he had about 5 penalties by himself. So that was it. That was most of it. He was cussing most of the time.
Yeah, Atlanta came and did what they were supposed to do. They took advantage of our center gone, and they were going in, and it was after Carr. I did say that Carr did play a good game. Carr played a good game. We got to stop with the penalties, because that was a really good game until it came down to the wire. And what caused the L? A penalty. So that's how I feel. Performance, 3 or 4 at best, because of the nonsense. I'm sorry. I call a spade a spade. We got to be able to play football. Now, yeah, there's going to be some roughhousing in it. Of course, I understand it. Tempers is up. Everybody's excited. Nobody want to go home with an L. But at the same time, you got to play smart ball too. And that's how I feel. Weaknesses right now, penalties. Strength, our offense showed that we can do some stuff, and hopefully this next game will show what we're capable of. So that's how I feel. What, Kool-Aid? What? Because he's shaking his head like a disappointed parent.
Shaking my head because you really believe what you just said. You really believe it.
Because
that's why I'm
anything
shaking
can
my
happen in
head.
sports. Because anything can happen in sports. Hey. So I'm listening.
I mean, you see, what you waiting on somebody to say? Yeah, you right.
All right. Well, check it out.
Baby.
So check it out. All right, Atlanta. Y'all have the Panthers in week 6. What do you think the outcome will be?
1, 2, 3, 4. I plead the 5th. What about week 5?
We'll talk about Panthers next week, man. Honestly, I'm here. Like I said earlier, I just got to ATL not long ago. Hadn't made it to the house yet, so I couldn't get on my laptop. But I'm on location here in Atlanta. Got to be here for the game. See what it do in person. Obviously, I'll be at the game in Tampa too, as we always do every year. But looking forward to the game, man. I think it can be. It's going to be a pivotal game, like all of our games this year. I think the next game against the Saints is because we all going to be close.
Did we lose him? Oh, he got it. There he is. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Lance Corporal Smokatelli is back.
I thought he went on strike with the dang on pork guys.
Yeah, I did, man. I did. Corey tried to cut me off because I told him I was in Atlanta. I understand. Nah, but we here in ATL, man. We're gonna see what it do. Shaky at home, to say the least. We've had close games at home and only won one of them. So we'll see how tomorrow goes.
All right. Okay, Carolina. So week 5. Week 5. How do you feel?
I feel good. Like I said before, we're playing against another USC Trojan product in Caleb Williams. I think he has all the talent in the world. I just think like when those guys get to that level, for whatever reason, they suck. There's a lot of bright spots that we can build upon from week 4. So I think that going into that game, man, it actually looked very optimistic for us, and we're going to actually come out with a W. I just don't think the Bears have enough on the offensive side of the ball right now to be able to pull it out. So I feel good about it.
Okay. Tampa, how do you feel about?
Yes, sir.
Week 5. How do you feel?
I told you the same way Telly does opposite. I told you that. So, do you think you think y'all gonna be able to sign Devontae Adams there in New Orleans? And what would that mean to you if y'all got him?
Man, oh my God! I hope we don't do this. I'm tired of recreating the wheel.
You said what?
Well, because look at what we discussed earlier.
Hey, I'm about to go into my Gary Coleman moment.
Hey,
What you say, Willis?
look, okay.
Why wouldn't you want
Please,
Devontae
no,
Adams on that team
tell us why.
to complement Chris Olave with a quarterback that he's very familiar with, he's very comfortable with, stemming from college as well as to the NFL? You know what? I think instant kind of dividends and return on your investment that would mean for you guys. Why wouldn't you want that?
And tell me what was your answer?
No, sir. We want to hear you. We want to hear why you don't want him because it's your team.
Yeah.
Please enlighten me.
Because for me, I want somebody that's, first off, I'm tired of our team going to somebody else. Why don't we just draft somebody? For me, this is I would want to draft somebody.
I love it.
I love it.
Olave. So you saying you wish y'all would draft a receiver?
No, well,
instead of going out and getting one of the all-time greats to play along with the receiver that you already drafted?
I know how I feel.
Man, y'all know what it is. Will don't believe that shit gonna happen. That's why he don't want to say nothing about it. He like he knows, like everybody else around the league know where Devontae Adams is going. He's going to the Jets. That's been set up since all season. The only people that didn't come to terms with that is the Raiders. The Raiders finally got to a point where, you know what? Let's let this man go because he's disrupting the team by being here. So I think that's what it is, Will. You can go ahead and say it. I know he ain't. It don't matter how I feel about him coming here. He ain't coming here, so I don't even get my hopes up.
Yeah, he don't want to get his hopes up, Telly, but it's a perfect destination for him. You know, he's definitely interested. And from what I was reading earlier, his receiver coach that he grew up with, you know, training him or whatever, is the one that got him to Fresno State. He also works for the New Orleans Saints. So he got David Carr, his childhood friend, and his actual receiver coach and on the same staff.
Yeah.
It could possibly happen, but I still think he goes to the Jets because they trying to do something. But the next question with that is even going to the Jets, Garrett, we already know how Garrett feels about another alpha trying to come in the house. How you think that's gonna mesh?
They were talking about it earlier. Garrett Wilson still has. If it's any other quarterback, Garrett Wilson probably be better off right now. But because Aaron Rodgers is who he is, and he is the type of quarterback that he wants things the way he wants them, and he's somewhat earned that, right? So he's at a space where I'm not going to change who I am. You have to fit to me. Garrett Wilson doesn't have enough reps with Aaron Rodgers to understand what Aaron Rodgers does. Like, he runs his routes correctly, but he doesn't run his routes the way that Aaron needs him to run his routes at certain times. Well, Devontae gives him that. And so it's a benefit for Garrett Wilson if Garrett Wilson can say, I'm going to take 1 year to step back from the number one receiver role, which actually he ain't even the number one receiver right now. Lazard.
Alan Lazard.
Yeah, he's
Alan Lazard.
Yeah. Right?
And that's
trash because Lazard is trash. He's only good with Aaron Rodgers.
And that's key what you mentioned, Telly, that Aaron Rodgers is actually already, prone and groomed to a certain style of play. And what he does is bring those players in who he's comfortable with. He did the same thing with bringing Randall Cobb in. You know, he fought for Randall Cobb. You know, when he was in Green Bay, he got Alan Lazard to go over to the Jets. So I think he's actually prone to a certain type of play. He's very comfortable with those receivers because he knows they have that chemistry. And Garrett will take a back seat, you know, thinking like, okay, how much longer Aaron Rodgers is going to play? He's 40 years old. Then you're bringing an older Davante Adams in there. Sit back, enjoy the ride, man, and potentially get yourself to an AFC championship and subsequently maybe a Super Bowl. But I think, you know, at the end of the day, Davante Adams probably would end up with the Jets. But if I was a Saints fan, yeah, absolutely want Davante Adams, you know, in New Orleans. Absolutely.
I think it's a want versus reality thing. It's a want versus. I mean,
think so?
to me, everything is lined up. It's been lined up since last year for Davante to come to the Jets. If any team has the space for him, can make the bigger case for him, it's going to be the Jets. And although he has his friend love relationship with Derek Carr, and his old coach and all that nostalgia that goes along with that, he tried that in Oakland and it didn't work out. And I still don't think Derek Carr is who he's shown us in these first couple of years. And Davante, in his heart, he knows that, right? So he put that there just so there's no love lost between him and Derek Carr. But we all know where he really wants to go because he's only been successful at his highest level when he's worked with Aaron Rodgers. And Davante, he's so anxious to move teams because he's chasing the ring. He's chasing that opportunity. So I love the Saints, but really, I think the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl is easier on the AFC side this year than it is on the NFC side. They're not talking about that, but that's my intro to my Tell It Like It Is. So I ain't gonna go any further than that.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Telly. AFC is the way to go because him going to the Jets, it's going to ruffle some fellas like for Garrett specifically because this is a contract year. So asking Garrett to take a back seat, that's going to affect his pockets when it come time, you know, for that extension to kick in, you know, whatever. He's going to try to get paid. They're going to be like, see, well, your numbers, they fell off. Yeah. And he's sitting there like, come on, they fell off because y'all, you know. So we'll see. That's an interesting scenario to be in. But I'm sure if they're trying to win, the Jets is where he wants to go.
Okay.
What's next? What y'all think, chat? Let me know. Will Davante go to the Jets or will he go to the Saints? Where we going next, Will?
Let's see. Week 6. Can we go to week 6? Until
hey, you go ahead and go to week 6. We'll meet you there after week 5. Go ahead, man.
No, man.
You so anxious to come to Tampa. I see you so anxious to come to Tampa, man.
I am.
But it's okay.
I am. All right.
Now, Will don't want to talk about week 5 because his ass got to play against Kansas City. I understand.
He's avoiding it.
He's trying to avoid it.
Hey, so, yeah, I don't know what we're going to pull off against Kansas City, man. We got to be ready to play. I'm serious. We got to be ready to play. And I'm hoping that we have some folks that's going to be healthy to help in this next game. This is going to be a good game. It's going. I don't know.
Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu and your linebacker coming back for this game. It's a Monday night game, Sunday night game, or something like that. So
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
So Telly, you know, you mentioned Will's afraid to broach the topic about playing the Kansas City Chiefs this upcoming week. I think that's kind of like, you know, a perfect segue, you know, to talk about, you know, tell it like it is. So
true.
I want to actually know, you know, tell it like it is, man. What do you think for this upcoming week 5? What do you think is going on?
So that's not my tell it like it is, but I'll tell it like it is. Okay. Week 5 goes. I think looking at the schedule, man, there's a game that is, I think, is very important. Because a lot of our Monday morning quarterbacks, these professional coaches, aka analysts on TV, they're talking about a lot of stuff, and I think the game between Buffalo and Houston is going. Arizona and San Francisco is not talked about because even today, these guys were sitting here giving San Francisco a chance to come out of the NFC because of San Francisco. But you look at that team is beat up, man. That team is really beat up. Kittle is not that guy. And Ayuk still looks like he's in off season. And Christian McCaffrey, he's pretty much going to be done for the whole season. They just ain't said it yet. But he's pretty much done for the whole season. So I think that game with Arizona, because Arizona's played everybody they played them tough. So I think that if San Francisco loses that game with Arizona, then that's going to be a lot of news about what's the future of San Francisco for this year. So I think on the radar, that's going on the radar. So that's a one snippet into tell it like it is.
Okay. Why is it not shifting back? There we go. So here we go. Week 5.
We are nervous as hell, boy.
No, I'm not.
We are. Hey, we probably talking about the picks now.
That's what I was about to get to. That's exactly what I was about to get to. See?
All right, we can do
All
picks.
Buccaneers Falcons.
Nervous. He nervous.
No, not at all. Not at all, sir. So, Buccaneers Falcons. Corey, what you got?
24-27, Tampa.
24-27, Tampa. Frodo, what you got?
I ain't gonna go score, but obviously I'm rooting for my team. Like I said earlier in the session, I think it's gonna be a field goal game. It's gonna be a tight game. So I think it's gonna be under 3. So my over under is gonna be under 3.
Okay. What you got on it, Rich?
I think it's going to be a Kyle Pitts sighting. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think Atlanta pull it off.
Okay, Atlanta will pull it off. Close game. I'm gonna say Tampa by 3. Close game, Tampa by 3. All right.
You should want us to lose. Go look at the standings.
I like sports, man. So let's do this.
You should want us to lose, my boy. That puts me and Telly at 3-2, and depending on what y'all do, whatever, that would be a 3-way tie for the spot. So you should want us to lose, sir. But I get it. That's your analyst hat on. You're trying to be non-biased.
He said my game coming up. I ain't talking no trash.
Hey, what?
What's the next game, Will?
Hey, all right.
Jets, Minnesota.
I got Minnesota.
Minnesota. Definitely Minnesota.
I'm gonna say Jets. All right.
You said it.
I'm Minnesota too, man. I don't know. Devontae can't get there fast enough.
Yeah.
All right. Panthers Bears.
Yep.
Panthers, baby.
Panthers against the Bears.
Yep. Panthers against the Bears. Tell him.
I'm gonna go Bears, man.
Okay. Rich, I know you're going for your team. So
Panthers. Telly's only going for the Bears because he like Goldilocks in the 3 Bears story. He's still living it.
Well, hey, where we playing at? We playing in Chicago?
Playing in Chicago.
Yeah, Telly, I'm gonna have to go with the Bears.
And I'm gonna go with Carolina. I'm gonna go with
Thank
Carolina.
you, Will.
Will, who are you right now? Did you not take an edible?
Oh,
What's the next game, Will?
Let's see. We got Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Baltimore.
The Ravens.
Baltimore.
I got Baltimore as well. So that's a sweep on Baltimore. Miami, New England. That's a
New England.
Right there.
New
That's
England.
ugly. I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, New England.
Rich, you got the Patriots.
Yes.
Everybody Patriots, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Cleveland, Washington.
Commanders.
Washington for me.
Washington.
Commanders.
Indianapolis, Jacksonville.
Colts.
You know what, man? That's ugly. Where they playing at?
They're playing in Jacksonville.
Sunshine to get his first victory.
I was going to concur. That's what I'm going with the Jags.
Colts.
Yeah, Sunshine need a win. I
He
think
missed.
Doug Peterson he'll will them to this W.
Will, you got who?
Kansas City. And I'm going with my team.
No, I'm saying for that last pick. Cleveland you going for?
Oh. I say Colts.
Oh, Colts. I'm sorry, Indy.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
Colts.
All right. Now, even with the injuries, you going with that?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going with Sunshine and the KC in the band. So, Buffalo, Houston.
Where they playing at, Telly?
Buffalo.
They're playing in Houston.
Buffalo.
I think CJ bounced back. I'm going with Houston. I think Stephon Diggs gonna have something to prove. I'm going with Houston.
All right.
I'm going Buffalo.
All right. I got I got Houston. Houston at home. Vegas, Denver.
Nobody.
Denver.
Denver.
Hey, Raiders get 2 in a row. I'm going with the Raiders.
I think the Raiders lose because they coach out here liking tweets of his players getting traded. So Antonio Pierce takes an L. So it's not the Raiders.
I think Antonio Pierce, when he made that comment about business decision, I think one of the people he was talking about was Devontae Adams. I think you have to convince me that Bo Nix is an NFL quarterback, because what I see right now is a Pee Wee League player just on a bigger stage. That guy is trash, straight trash, dumpster juice.
Minshew ain't no better, therefore I'm rolling with them.
I'm going with the stash.
I'm going with Sean Payton, old funk ass.
And I feel you on that.
So Rich, Will, you got who? You got Denver?
Yeah, I got Denver.
All right. I got Vegas. I think them boys rally around all the controversy and
Absolutely
pull out a W. So let's go Arizona, San Francisco. My game of the week for y'all.
Where they playing at, Telly?
San Fran.
I'm going
with Arizona. I'm going with Arizona.
Well, I don't like San Fran anyway, so Arizona.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with San Fran because Arizona looked horrible against the Commanders last week.
Seems like everybody looking horrible against the Commanders. Every time I step Corey.
I got 99 problems, but the Commander ain't
They
won.
won. I say it.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right, we got Green Bay against the Rams.
Ooh. Ooh.
Is it in,
Green
is it in
Bay.
Lambeau?
Jordan, no, it's in LA. Jordan Love is back for his second game after injury. So Green Bay defense.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Green Bay.
I got the Packers as well.
All right. I got Green Bay as well. You know, the heroics of Matt Stafford is probably to its end for the most part for that team. They probably win 6 games this season. You know, they did well. So Green Bay for me as well. All right, New York Giants against Seattle. Does Seattle bounce back or does Giants suck?
Seattle.
They playing in Seattle, by the way.
Seattle.
Seattle.
I'm gonna go with Seattle too.
All right, so everybody Seattle. Dallas against Pittsburgh. The Fakers against the Fakers, baby.
This is an interesting one to dive into.
Now,
on one hand,
I will say that Dallas is on the road, so they're not at home.
I'm going with Pitt then.
Pitt.
Hold up now. So Dallas on the road with a banged up defense against a mediocre offense, but a hellified defense. I'm gonna believe in Dak. I think Dak come out with the dub.
Now, also Corey, understand that Cook is out too. He's out.
I'm rolling with Dak. I think he comes out with the dub.
All right. So I never thought I'd say this, but I'm gonna go for Dallas, man. I think they're gonna pull it out.
Steelers.
Pittsburgh gonna hit that 2-week struggle. All right, last game. We already know who it is.
AC.
Hey, he disappeared for this one, huh?
He ran away.
He ran away for this one. Huh? Oh, okay.
Oh, he does. He about one of them.
KC.
He about one of them ports, ain't he, in Texas? I don't think he knows he's. There you go.
Yeah.
He ran away.
No, man. Saints. And I say by 3.
So Rich, you had KC?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm riding with Will. I'm going to New Orleans this time because I think Kansas City mojo is going to run out this game, but it's going to be a road win for New Orleans. So I think y'all a tough loss last weekend. Y'all correct some things, and y'all have enough offensive power to put Kansas City in a bad position. So that's what I'm Robert, you know. They do because Kansas City just lost Rice almost for the season, bro. Who they got?
Yeah, he's out.
He's out.
They got
man.
Juju. They got Juju.
Man.
They ain't got no
Still got Xavier Worthy.
He's a one-trick pony, man.
He can run past every defender on the Saints.
How many points have the Saints have scored more points in almost every game except against us this season? In a single game, almost more than Kansas City scored in 3 games combined. They're not scoring the ball no more, man. They're not scoring at a high clip right now. So
until this Sunday. Or is that a Monday night game?
It's a Monday night game. It's a Monday night game.
Yeah, until Monday.
But it's the only Monday night game.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give a shot, but only because y'all offense will probably do better against them. My opinion.
Okay.
But all right. So I got the picks down. I don't have my whatchamacallit with me to get the picks from last week, but I'll tell y'all later. Who won last week? Week 3.
All right. Well, fellas, go ahead and wrap it up. Any parting shots?
So for me, I'll do my tell like it is right now. My big thing is what we need to watch out for is that the AFC usually dominated by KC for the last few years. Hell, the whole league been dominated by KC the whole last few years. I don't think this year that KC gets back to do a 3-peat. Never been done before. I don't think they do it. And I think that the Super Bowl champion comes out the NFC this year. What?
All right, y'all.
All right, Corey.
Go ahead there, Rich. You got the last parting shots. What you got?
You know, I was just talking about, you know, richest moment. For me, I think what Younghoe Koo did in Atlanta was impressive. You know, Atlanta scored 75 points for this entire season so far, and Koo got 33 of them. So, like I said earlier, I think he's an MVP, man, and kicking that 58-yard game winner was impressive. So that was my richest moment, man, to see how, you know, Atlanta showed a little bit of adversity and Koo pulled through for them.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Let the coach follow me. We will see each other next week. Until then, I'm out.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.